Today's video is brought to you by Oxedo LED lighting. You might think that you can see just fine at night. Well, I did too, until I did this little upgrade. As you can see from this footage, here is some before Oxedo LED lighting, and here is some after Oxedo LED lighting. The difference is amazing. With high brightness and easy installation, Oxedo LED lighting is definitely the route for you. They're easy to install, and they're available for all makes and models. Click on the link in the description below and enter promo code 612motorsports at checkout to get yourself 15% off. Now back to our video. Welcome back to another episode of 612 Motorsports. In today's episode we are again working on the Xtreme. We're going to be replacing the cap and the rotor. But before we get too far into today's video, if you haven't done so already, I'd like to encourage you to go ahead and hit that subscription button. It helps out the channel tremendously, along with your comments and your thumbs up. If you share that stuff, whatever, it really helps out. And if you remember, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Okay, so my little screwdriver here was too long to get the back bolt because this handle here was hitting the firewall, and I didn't quite have the right apparatus, so I kind of made one. And what I did is I took a screwdriver drill bit type deal, found a socket that it would fit in tightly, taped it on just so I don't lose anything, and threw a small extension on here. And that should give us plenty of room, as we will be able to clear the cap itself and we won't lose our bit. Alright, so we got our cap and rotor put in. We've got our plug wires laying up here that we replaced earlier in the week. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is put a little dab of that dielectric grease on the ends of the terminals, and then we're going to start plugging things back in, and hopefully we've got all systems go. Now this is what I'm talking about. I'm just going to put a little touch on each one. This one happens to be the coil wire. Which is going to go right here, but we're going to fish that down and through and around a few things, so we're going to wait though on that one. We're going to go ahead and hook up that coil wire just to fire it up quick and see what happens. So this is the coil bracket. Now you'll see there's also some other hooked to it. We're going to go ahead and just replace the coil for the time being. So we're going to have to undo these little guys here. And it's just easier to do it off of the car. You can hold it and deal with it a little better. Okay, so I've got our new coil here. It's also NGK. Go along with our plugs. I like to try to kind of keep things the same brand. I know they're all going to mesh well together. Now, usually these will come with a new set of hardware. I just want to make sure before we get too far. Yes, there are new nuts and bolts in there, so that's good. Okay, so we're putting the new one back in the bracket, and I want to make sure that we have our plugs on the same side, so we're not reaching harnesses over stuff, and we don't want plug wires over this, and you know, let's just kind of keep things nice in the way they're supposed to be. Okay, new coil's on. Now we're going to hook this bracket back up. going to do it for today's video. I do feel pretty good now that we've got that ignition system kind of buttoned up. Now, if we just replace that distributor itself, we'd have a 100% brand new ignition system, but we're not even thinking about it. But everything that we can easily get to is now replaced and taken care of. And this, remind you again, is just preventative maintenance. I am just kind of, and for my own knowledge, I know now that everything in there minus the distributor is brand new, and if there's ever an issue, I kind of know what to go. I'm not guessing or going, geez, I wonder if this is bad or that's bad, because, well, I've gone through it. And yes, new parts can also be faulty, and, well, that's just a gamble that we're going to have to take. Not a big deal because, well, we use good products, good brand names, and people with a good reputation. So I know that I have some peace of mind with that issue. And to be honest, I think it looks pretty good in there now. So just to recap, we did spark plugs, spark plug wires, distributor cap, rotor, and ignition coil. So that's actually quite a bit of stuff, and I know I feel good about it. It was good to get that stuff done. If you remember, when we were driving this home, after we picked it up, it was running a little odd and rough, and I ended up finding out that one of the spark plugs off the block was not actually on the plug all the way, and it kept falling off. So that was one of the reasons I wanted to do plugs and wires, just to make sure that everything was tight, tidy, where it needed to be, and was making good contact, because, well, I don't want to wreck anything, right? So that's going to do it for today. If you haven't done so already, remember, go ahead and hit that subscription button, give the video a thumbs up. We want 1,000 subscribers so we can do that Smoky brake stand burnout and stand. Super excited for that. Please stay tuned for the next video, because it's going to be a doozy. Appreciate it. As always, stay positive, work hard, and make it happen.